Hey guys, welcome to the Homestead. So today we're going to talk about growing gardens with coffee. And so right off the bat, I want this video to encourage you to, instead of throwing your coffee grounds away, if you drink coffee, is to go ahead and go to Walmart, spend $5, buy a bucket, get a lid with it. Usually they charge you extra for the lid, and save your coffee grounds instead of throwing them away. Use these for your garden. So every day, if you have a cup of coffee in the morning, or if you drink coffee throughout the day, instead of throwing those grounds away, just have a bucket nearby, keep it out in your garage or outside the door of your kitchen or wherever, and deposit these and then save them throughout the year to put in your garden. We usually choose to put ours on in the wintertime. My family, me and Jamie, we drink about a cup of coffee a day, once in the morning usually. Sometimes we'll have two, but that's rare. But all of this saves up over a year, and we have 2 buckets that are packed full of coffee grounds. And so today we're going to put these on the garden. It's the winter time. We like to put them on in the winter time. I've already topped the garden off with a bunch of rabbit manure, and we're going to get ready to put down some cardboard and then a bunch of straw that I'm going to pick up this week at a farm nearby, and layer that down over the top of the coffee grounds, and that'll break down the rest of the winter time, and come spring it'll be ready for planting. And so today I want to talk about all the benefits that you will see because of putting the coffee on your garden and growing your garden with this amazing supplement. And it's just something that most people just throw away. It's crazy that people throw this away. You get so many benefits. So some of the benefits that you see, number one, are increased plant growth, obviously. And the reason of that is because of the worms. So a couple years ago, we've been doing this now for about, I guess, 4 years. And I think about 4 years ago, I purchased a bunch of red wigglers, about 5,000. They come in 5,000 per pack at a place called Jim's Worm Farm. And they sent us about 5,000 red wigglers, thereabouts. I don't know if they count them all or not, but that's what they say. And so 5,000 red wigglers, and we spread them out throughout the garden, just a little bit here, a little bit there. And then we started putting coffee grounds on our garden. And just like, us, they love coffee grounds. And coffee just, I guess, sends them into overdrive. They feel a little frisky, and so they start reproducing themselves like crazy. And now in the springtime and in the summer, you can't dig a handful of dirt in our garden and not find a red wiggler or multiple red wigglers. They're so abundant in our garden. And more worms mean more worm poop. It's called worm castings. That's what they call it, worm poop, worm castings. And you can buy worm castings. You can go to a lot of organic garden stores or garden stores in general and buy bags of worm castings, and they're usually pretty expensive. But you can make your own just by putting red wigglers in your garden and giving them coffee. They will reproduce like crazy. And more worms means more worm poop. And more worm poop means a more fertile soil that produces better plants. And so we've been doing that now for a few years. And so every year, about wintertime, we empty our buckets. And I've got 2 full 5-gallon buckets full of coffee grounds that I'm going to spread out on there. And so that's going to be your main benefit right there. Increased plant growth, increased plant yields, fruit yields, and vegetable yields from your garden because of all of the worm castings, the fertile soil that's produced by putting the coffee grounds on there. And also the coffee grounds themselves are very nutritious for plants, and the plants enjoy them. But there are other benefits too. One of the other main benefits that we have seen by putting coffee on my garden is increased mushroom mycelium in the soil. And so we don't till our soil, and because of that, when you dig, even right now, if you dug inside of our soil, you would see mycelium everywhere from mushrooms. And mycelium does a really great job of feeding the root nodules of your plants, the nutrition that they need to grow and grow healthy. And so, it's amazing the amount. And so because of the increased mushroom activity, you're going to see increased plant yields, and it's because of the coffee grounds. The mycelium really enjoys the nutritional benefits that they get from the coffee grounds. And so we have decided a couple years ago to go ahead and start putting in wine cap mushrooms in our garden, because you're going to see increased growth for mushrooms in your garden. But wine caps are an edible mushroom. They're very easy to grow. It's on a level scale of number 1, easy, beginner level when it comes to growing mushrooms. And because they're edible, it's just another thing you can put in your garden that you can harvest. And so the first year we started putting wine cap mushrooms in, they were about, a good size mushrooms. But the second year, after, because we kept feeding, the coffee grounds, I mean, they were ginormous. I mean, huge mushrooms, wine cap edible mushrooms that we were pulling from our garden. I even did a video on it. They were so big. And, that's just an added benefit. And I think it's because of the coffee grounds. They really enjoy the nutritional value that they get from the coffee grounds. And so that's an added benefit. So when it comes to benefits, you have increased yield production, you have increased mushroom production in your garden, which increases, again, the plant production, and it's going to allow the worms to just explode in numbers. And so many benefits from this, just out of a resource that most people just throw away. They don't even think twice about it. If, let's just say for some reason you don't drink coffee. I know, crazy, right? But if you don't drink coffee, if you're not a coffee drinker, what I have done the first year I did this is I went to a local coffee shop and I just bought them a bucket, a brand new, spanking clean white bucket, and I gave this to them. I said, can you just do me a favor and fill this up, and I'll come back and get it every week or whatever, or every couple days when it's filled. And they said, sure. And so I did that for a few weeks until I started to, save my own and, came up with a system to do that. And I just got extra coffee grounds from the coffee shop in town. And yeah, some of them are, caffeinated, decaffeinated. It really doesn't matter. I'm not sure, if that makes a difference or not. But I just brought home buckets full of coffee from the local coffee shop. So if you don't drink coffee, and if you have a local coffee shop nearby, chances are they'll save the coffee grounds for you. Chances are, if you live, depending on where you live, there may already be someone there that they're saving the coffee grounds for, because people have realized the number of benefits that you get from putting coffee grounds on your garden. So you may have to compete, or at least look for a coffee shop if you're in a more populated area that's not saving them for somebody already. Because the secret is out when it comes to coffee grounds and gardens. You can grow your garden a more healthier, yield producing garden by putting coffee grounds on it. So I would encourage you to do that. Again, just go to Walmart, spend $5, buy a bucket and a lid, and save your coffee. Don't throw it away. Now what I do basically is I just take the coffee grounds out. We save the filters too, and the worms will eat the filters just like they'll eat the coffee grounds. And we just take these and throw them out there. That's it. Basically just spread them out all over. These are kind of frozen. The bucket's frozen. It's been outside. It's been really cold lately. Just take this and just toss it all different directions. You can also make a tea out of this. So if you like making compost teas with different materials, a lot of people do that. You can go ahead and save some of your coffee grounds and make a tea, and that makes a great additive to water your plants with in the middle of the summer. So I've done that before. You can do that. Yeah, just take these and throw them everywhere. Another added benefit is putting these around your fruit trees. If you have fruit trees, you can put these around the base of the fruit tree or around the drip line of the fruit tree, and that will also encourage growth from worms coming in and fertilizing the soil. So I'll take some of these grounds and put them around my peach tree. So I got some beds here that I usually grow my garlic and onions in. I'll put it in there too. So there you go, growing gardens with coffee. Save your coffee, put it on your garden. It's gonna go a long way to make your ground amazingly fertile. All right, we'll see you next time on the Homestead.